All right, Connor, kick us off, man.
Hey guys, EMOM Life podcast. My name is Connor Plessala, and we're back.
Episode 2. Yes.
Super
Jinx, you owe me
excited.
a Coke.
I'm still here with Alexander Rojas and Matthew Menard. Tyler Aber is not with us today. He will probably not be with us for most episodes. So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah,
Sweet.
you're good.
So, our topic today is habits. How to make good habits and how to break unhealthy ones.
Yes, sir.
A super important topic, I believe, in our time. In 2021, nowadays, it's people can really fall off the deep end really fast if they don't have good habits in place.
Right. Well, we live in a world of instant gratification, right? So it's become harder and harder to make good habits because typically good habits require a little bit of work.
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
people are not willing to put in that work,
A lot of work.
right?
A lot of work.
It's definitely apparent whenever somebody doesn't have good habits in place.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's super easy to tell.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, Alex, do you have any good habits that you formed recently or that you've established over the years in fitness?
Definitely. I am a very, just in general, habitual person. I'll do the same thing over and over and over again. The past probably year and a half, it's probably been waking up at 5:30 every morning. So whether it's waking up, reading for a little bit, or waking up and going to work out, I feel like that's been a game changer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that every day, weekends included? I know
Depending on what my Saturdays are. Saturdays I'll wake up at 6 and go work out if I need to. Sundays I usually sleep in. That's the only day I really sleep in.
Yeah. Because I know you're an avid churchgoer.
Yes.
9 a.m. or 11.
No, 9 a.m. every weekend.
9
I feel
a.m.
like
every weekend,
11 I'll get out of church and it's I'm
Your
already
half your
halfway
day is
done.
already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's the same thing. Ray and I want to end up going to church, but she's like, "Oh, I want to sleep in on Sunday. I don't want to." No, man. If you go to church at 11, and if we want to go to TFC, then we got to drive, which is the family
Right.
church. We got to drive
30, 40
40
minutes now.
minutes to get there. And it's by
Yeah.
the time we get there, we already had to wake up at 7 so she could get ready.
Yeah, so while we're on the topic of church real quick, Chelsea and I go to Redeemer City in the middle of Lafayette. So for us it's 15, 20 minutes depending on the traffic, but service doesn't start until 10:30. So it's kind of like that midday late service. So you're getting out and you miss the whole morning if you don't get anything done. So typically what we've gotten the habit of doing is doing our grocery shopping before. We'll go drop all the groceries off and stuff, and then we'll go to church, and then we go home and do our meal prep. And
Nice.
so
Yeah.
that kind of segues me into my good habit that I formed the past couple of years since Chelsea and I have been together, was I started cooking for us for the whole week every Sunday.
Yeah, meal prep.
Yeah, so it takes a couple hours, depending on what it is, 2 to 4 hours, just depending on what I'm cooking.
Yeah.
But it makes the rest of the week so much easier. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat.
All you got to do is heat it up.
Yeah, that's
Good
it.
to go.
So I one thing I wanted to do before we started, which we're already 5 minutes in, but I want to define.
We'll practice good habits right here.
Practice good habits, being prepared for the podcast.
Well, I want to put some context. I want to define what a habit is.
Okay. So you're looking up Webster's dictionary?
Yeah, well, no, this is
Definition.
just Google.
Just Google's definition of a habit.
So a habit, according to Google, is a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we'll read the second.
That's a better definition than I would have given it. Something
I
I'd do a lot.
Yeah.
The second definition is a garment, a loose garment, which we're not going to worry about that.
Yeah, that's not relative to our conversation.
It's like a habit or something like that. But yeah, so something that's hard to give up, something that's very consistent. Yeah, Alex already says he likes to wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, so that's
I don't
definitely-
like waking up that
He
early.
doesn't, but he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely a habit that I would like to start to form, is getting up a little bit earlier, because right now, twice a week, I'm up for 4 to coach the 5 a.m. class,
me
but
too.
usually on the days that I'm not coaching 5 a.m., I'll sleep until Liam wakes up.
Yeah.
So Usually that's like 6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
But at that point, like, he's up, so there's no time for me to do anything else. Like,
Right.
I just got to take care of what he's doing because Chelsea's getting ready for work and she's got to leave. So, I actually talked to Aaron Champ about it, and he told me he wakes up at 4:30 every day because he gets a lot of his work done in the morning before his kids get up.
Yep.
So, like, he'll get up and go sit and do work for the church or whatever it is that he has going on for that day, and he'll knock out a big portion of it in the morning before anyone else wakes up.
I think I had a conversation with him about that too, because I made a comment that I don't typically like coaching at 5 a.m. I was like, yeah, man, you can take your 5 a.m. back whenever you want. He's like, man, I decline that. Because he likes to get up and do work,
Yeah.
which I respect, you know. And I mean, I don't like waking up at 3 a.m., but if me waking up at 3 a.m. means that in his busy life he can get more stuff done, then I mean,
he told me Sunday before, that he's like, man, yeah, Connor's been taking my 5 a.m. classes. I really hope he keeps doing that because like that's when I get my work done.
Yeah, it's definitely sucks.
It's something about that time between 5 and 7. Like, most of the world is still sleeping at that time, but it's so, like, productive. You can get so much done within that time. I feel like that's how I look at it, and it's helpful.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, for me, today was kind of like a random day because I was up before 3 because I woke up and I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I got
context there. So I coach 5 a.m. at CrossFit Acadiana, Scott location. Look us up on Instagram. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I coach at 5 a.m. I live in Youngsville, which, if you don't know, is about 30 to 35 minutes away from Scott. So I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, get out of bed at 3:30 to get to the gym for about 4:40, 4:45.
Yeah.
I get there this morning. We're recording this on a Tuesday, and Matthew Menard is there. It's 40 degrees outside. He's got every single door open.
He's just built different.
He's
built
just
different, bro.
Yeah. Your boy was not built different because I only had on one jacket, and I was not expecting Matthew Menard to be there. Bright-eyed, bushy tail at 4 o'clock in the morning working out.
And sometimes you just got to get it done, man. Sometimes, like, no, I mean, this morning was like a 1 in a million scenario for me. Like, I'm never up that early.
Yeah.
I woke up and I couldn't sleep.
Appreciate it if you wouldn't do that ever again.
That's the third time that I've done that this year.
Well, you're a crazy person.
So in the entire year of 2021, that's the third time that I've been to the gym before 4 a.m. to work out.
So crazy. So you've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it 2 times before. One other time in Scott and once in Burbridge.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So now that we're talking about you, what are some habits that you, kind of like Alex talked about earlier, have in place that you think positively impact your life?
So for
we'll
me,
talk about the negative ones later.
Yeah, for me, the meal prepping has been a huge game changer. I mean, I've done it periodically over the years, but like, it's been a steady almost 3 years now. Every Sunday, or sometimes Saturday, depending on what the weekend looks like. But like every weekend, lunch and dinner is prepared Monday through Friday for the next week. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer; it'll last into the next weekend.
Yeah.
But for the past almost 3 years, we haven't really missed a weekend unless we were on vacation or out of town or whatever. But then we take care of it like at the beginning of the week.
That throws me off. Like, if I'm on vacation, I come back, like, I'm just like all out of.
It's rough. Like, the only reason it works out is because usually Tuesday and Thursday are I don't have to go into the gym for work. I can do everything from home. So like, if we're gone, I can usually just figure something out for Monday, and then on Tuesday I'll go to the store and I'll cook everything on Tuesday. That way we're good for the rest of the week. Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this: why is habit so important for y'all? Not because just like what you hear, but like, I guess through your experiences, why is it so important?
I think habits establish good behaviors. So like things that I do around habits. So like let's say you have a habit of waking up at 5 a.m. every morning. What are the things that you do at 5 a.m. every morning? You know?
Yeah.
Let's say you get up, cook a good breakfast, or you get up and read 10 pages of a book, or you do something like that. If you can establish good behaviors, that could impact just about everything else you do for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're waking up early, just to have a little bit of time to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe
Meditation.
maybe you're just looking at your phone. Like maybe you're using that as like your decompression time, and you want to like scroll on Facebook for a little bit, or scroll on Instagram for a little bit, or like watch a show on Netflix. Like, you know, you have, for me, like, especially with, I mean, my son is a year and a half, so like we don't get a ton of time to ourselves, for me and Chelsea.
Right.
So like my alone time is usually when I'm at work, because most of the day nobody's there unless they're there for class. So
And the people get there, you don't know how to act. It's all like
so like usually my alone time is either I'm working out, or I'm doing work for the gym or for my individual clients that I train. So I don't get a ton of time for just like me besides the working out portion. So like any time to just relax and do nothing, like I try to take advantage of that little bit of time, which for me lately has been at night. But like I said, I want to make it a habit to be up a little bit earlier now. So that's something that I'm going to be focusing on going into 2022.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, but I do try and wake up by at least 8:30. And then I think it's more of a bad habit that I've developed, but I have to have caffeine as soon as I wake up.
So I've read it to where like it's not even effective for the first 30 minutes because your body is still stressed, so it's still like releasing cortisol and all those things. So I read it to where it's like a good opportunity between 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up to start taking caffeine.
So like you wake up and you wait.
Yeah,
You wait
like
a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Like I'll wait until I get to the gym and start coaching, and then drink my
that's-
coffee.
Okay.
I wake up and crack open a C4 pre-workout.
I guess that's another habit right there.
Yeah.
Caffeine intake 45 minutes after.
Yeah.
Break.
There you go.
Straight up.
That's why it's good to
Wake
do
up.
your research on the drugs you're taking, right?
Wake up, take caffeine, and then I might take some more caffeine at the gym whenever I get there.
And here I am sitting here wondering why that bang every morning isn't working.
Isn't working. It's not working. Well, this morning,
It's like I drank the bang. I'm still exhausted. What's going on? man?
3
I didn't
a.m.
wait.
comes early, man.
Should've waited
3
3
a.m. is early.
I actually had some coffee today.
Yeah.
This morning. It's 3 a.m. Put a little bit of MCT oil in there.
I'm
put a
like,
little bit of protein.
I don't know about y'all. That weather has me awake. As soon as I step out the door, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I wasn't up. I'm up now.
Oh, geez.
It's cold right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So what about some negative habits that you guys have?
Negative habits.
Things that don't that negatively impact your day.
If I don't have anything like planned throughout like a certain block of time, well, I guess tracking back real quick, the reason why I find it so important for me is kind of how you touched up on earlier. Because if not, I'll just like slack off. I'll just be like, all right. For me, I feel like I'm like a kid at school. Like I'm structured, I'm organized, I'm this and that. The second I don't have time, like or something blocking that time, I'll just be like, I'll just start scrolling on my phone. Like that's a bad habit of mine. Like
Do you TikTok?
I do not TikTok,
Okay.
but I'm on Instagram like
Keep going.
every day.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
TikTok's a crazy thing. You can get lost for
Or like a
hours,
YouTube black hole. Next thing you
days.
know, I'm
Yeah.
watching
You
things.
get
I'm
sucked. You start looking at like Contrain stuff, and then all of a sudden you're looking at like earthworms.
I don't know about the earthworm part, but like I get it.
I'm telling you, man.
I get it.
There's some stuff on YouTube that I don't ever need to see again.
I understand where you're coming from. Like you can start out watching a video about one thing, and then all of a sudden it's been an hour and a half, and you're like, you're on a completely different topic.
I get it. But
Yeah.
the earthworms is different.
I don't know, man.
This reminds me of a conversation I had the other day about dung beetles. I don't even know how we got onto
Dung
dung beetles.
beetles.
But
Wow.
yeah.
Great. So back on the habits thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I have my bad habits would be similar to Alex. Like if I don't have anything like that I need to be doing at that moment, like I will easily get sucked into my phone.
Yeah.
To the point that I've set limits on my social media.
Me too,
So like, I had to set. My wife set limits for 30 minutes for Facebook, 30 minutes for Instagram. I had to do an hour because I post to so many different accounts. So like sometimes the posts take me a little while and I have to think about what I want to say. So I gave myself an hour for both, but and an hour for YouTube. So that way, like as soon as that hour's up, like it pops up on the screen and it says like add another 15 minutes, done for the day, or like you can turn it off for the day and just keep bypass it for the day and keep going.
You don't tell me what to do.
The only time I bypass it is if it's late at night and I'm going to like I'm in bed and I just like am not ready to go to sleep. Yeah. I'll bypass it.
So is that once per day, or is it once at a time, like an hour at a time?
It's every day. So every day it resets.
So
like a cumulative of an hour.
A cumulative of an hour per day. So like if I only look at it for 10 minutes, I still have 50 minutes for the day.
Did you set that up on your phone, or did you?
Yeah, you can do it on your phone through your settings.
Party app.
No, you do it on your phone through your settings.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I knew that, but I get like the updates that Apple sends like every week of like the screen time. Like this past week, I was actually
like your screen time
30% lower than the previous week.
Yeah. Every Sunday I get my updates. Sometimes it jumps up, sometimes it jumps down.
It's. And
then I'm always amazed at the amount of time that I've spent on it, and I don't know why, because it's always about the same.
I don't know, man.
I think I justify it to myself because I don't watch much TV. Like it takes a lot for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna watch this TV show.
Yeah.
Because my attention span is so short now. I'll just like start scrolling on my phone. I'm like, I'm supposed to be watching the TV, and no.
Which really, like, what are you watching on TV that's productive?
You just haven't found a show that you like yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I'd say for me, one of my worst, I don't even know if it's a habit or if it's a behavior, it's something else, is if I don't have like an absolute deadline for whatever it is, then
procrastinator.
Yeah, man.
Everything.
Yeah, so we all three share that one.
I'll wake up. Let's say I don't have anything to do on a Wednesday morning until like 11. Instead of like programming for athletes or like doing actual things that I could be doing to benefit my business, I will just sit on the couch and think about the things that I could be doing, not actually doing them. And I think that's like that has developed into like a terrible circle.
I get that.
Yeah, so I do the same thing. Like I'll sit there and think about all the stuff I have to do, but like not do it. And then like 3 hours go by and like I haven't done anything that I really needed to do. I've done some stuff usually, but like not the stuff that really was pressing. Yeah. And then I'm super anxious and stressing out about getting it done.
Why do I do this to myself every time?
And I'm like every time.
So
every time.
Perfect example is yesterday. I sent out a message to all my clients saying like, "Hey guys, like I'm sitting down to do programming for this week, but I know it's Christmas. So like send me a message, just a quick message back like, are you working out Thursday? You're not going to work out Friday because it's Christmas Eve. Or you're not going to work out Saturday because it's Christmas, or like just what's your schedule for the day?"
Right.
And I didn't. My plan was to, whenever I got a message, to program for that athlete. But nobody sent me a message until like 5 hours later when they go to do their workout, and I still don't know if they're working out today or not. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just wait until I get messages back. And I started like watching TV or like looking at YouTube or Instagram, posting some stuff on Instagram, and then 5 hours later, none of my athletes have program.
Nice. Everybody's trying to work out at the same time. None of them I got a workout in there. They're messaging you like, "What the hell, man?"
Look at your freaking messages.
So I do have another bad habit that drives my wife crazy, and so and it's been more prevalent lately just because of the time of year. Like I'm super stressed out on the holidays because like making sure everything's good with the gym, like setting the dates for like when we're going to be open, time, stuff like that, shopping for everybody to get gifts. And so when I get stressed out, I pick at my nails and like at the skin around my nails. So like you can see like my thumbs kind of chewed up.
Oh,
and like
that part?
I don't she gets so mad at me, like so mad, because she's been telling me for 3 years like stop picking. and I just keep doing it, and I don't even realize
That's a
it.
good wife, though. That's
Yeah,
a
like,
good wife.
I don't even realize that I'm doing it sometimes. Like I'll just be going
get
and
that
like
anxious.
we're watching a TV show or we're riding in the car and I'm just like, and I don't even know.
Stop stressing that. I do have a bad habit of biting my nails. I bite the frick out of my nails.
I think I used to fake it. I think I used to
Like,
fake.
what,
I
to
used
look
to
Like you just
Cool,
put
like,
your thumb right here, like not actually do anything.
I don't know, man. I used to think that people
So
who bit their nails in high school or middle school was so cool, so I started doing it.
so yes, I still do pick at my nails. I feel like I'm getting better. Chelsea might say otherwise, but one thing that I've started to do is like, so when she goes to take a shower, I will go and grab the nail clippers and just sit down and like I started clipping my nails more often, and that kind of helps me to stay away from picking because then they're like clean and they're not messed up.
Yeah.
So I've started doing that a little bit more often. So that's kind of me formulating a better habit rather than picking at
Do
them.
you get like manicures and pedicures and stuff?
No.
I'm willing to try one, though. They say they're, like, good.
Yeah,
They're
I've
cool.
Do like
I've-
a team pedicure.
Yeah, we could go do that one day, maybe.
You know that if you go and get a vasectomy with a group of like 2 or 3, you get a discount.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm done having kids yet or not.
Is this
but-
what you watched on YouTube? Like that black hole took you to this discount thing? That's a very odd.
discount vasectomies?
Yes.
So habits. We're talking about.
Okay, so what is one habit that you maybe tried that you really didn't like stick with or didn't really work?
Perfect. For a month, probably last year, I tried cold showers. I tried to do
Every day?
a cold shower in the morning and at night. So
Twice a day.
What I told myself was.
For how long? 5 minutes?
No, yeah, I mean, it's just a regular normal shower.
Okay.
But like I told myself that the first day is gonna be hard. The first week is probably gonna be hard, but then you start acclimating to it. So a month goes by, and you know there's studies. It's like helps like scan.
Yeah, there's a lot
blood
of health
circulation,
benefits from
Metabolism,
it.
all
stuff
those
like
things.
that.
Yeah.
The first, and I did well. I did cold, no hot showers for the whole month.
Yeah, you did way better than I did when I tried.
Way, yeah. But then that the next like day after that month, I took a hot shower, and I've never taken a cold shower again after that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
dude,
did.
There's no like I
You gave in.
I
You gave in, dude.
idolize people who can take
Cold
a
showers.
cold shower every single day. Now it really helps you to wake up because your body's like.
Yeah, the people that do
But-
cold showers every day, those people are built different.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
But
But I can say that I've done it. I've got
Yeah.
the badge.
30 days.
If I were a Boy Scout, got
Got the merit badge.
Been there, done that.
Cold shower merit badge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
So I had seen a video on YouTube going down a rabbit hole one day about cold showers, and there was a thing that people were doing where it's like you just do a small amount of time, right? So you it's either you start or I don't remember if you start or you end with the cold water.
I think you end with it.
Yeah. And with it.
Yeah, so I think you take your full shower and then you
that.
end with like first day you do like a minute, right? Or like 30 seconds or something. So it's not a long period of time. Well, I was like, I could do more than that. So like for 10 days I started at 2 minutes and I went from 2 to 5 minutes by the end of it. But after 10 days I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
I don't have anything to prove anymore.
There's no.
I'm out. Like I'm not doing it.
It was tough. It was tough for me, because you know I'm a normal guy. I like to spend like 30 minutes in the shower.
Now what I would like to do and
In your thoughts.
make
You
this
can't do that.
create this as a new habit is I'd like to buy a deep freezer that's big enough for me to get in, right? And you can
cold
buy
plunge.
the
Cold
waterproof sealant, and you can seal it, and you just turn it on, and it takes like 30 minutes or whatever, and you can cool it to whatever temperature you want, and you go get in there and you do literally it's like I think they say like 6 to 8 minutes,
Yeah.
like not maybe even less, like not that much time at all.
I'm good.
So
They say if you do it in the morning, it has all kinds of benefits, like boost your testosterone, helps wake you up for sure. So yeah, that's something that I want to do at some point is invest in one of those.
Deep freezer.
Yeah, it's cheaper than buying an actual cold tub, you know. So if you're gonna do it, deep freezer. Don't buy the cold tub. It's throwing money away.
You can buy the cold tub. It might last longer.
Not if you take care of it, man. You just gotta clean it.
Just get a barrel. Put ice in it every now and then. You
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
Yeah,
Trash can.
Yep.
That's what we used to do in high
trash can,
school.
I've seen that.
Big old trash
I've seen
can.
that.
Just dump bags of
I've
ice
seen
in
the
it.
trash cans.
Jeez.
I've seen the trash cans.
Get a bag of ice for less than $1.
I think the habit for me that doesn't stick with me, I'll do it throughout the year, but it's like reading a book.
Yeah.
I can never like get through a full book. I'll read, if it's 210 pages, I'll read 200 pages of it.
Yeah.
But I'll read a whole book every now and then, but I'm like, man, I want to read the next one, and then
What's
I
the
never
last
do.
book you've read?
I'm reading the Rick Ross book right now. So I'm like 10, 15 pages
What
away
is
from
that, like an autobiography? Or is it
No, he talks about like the different habits, why it's important, why the things that you do now are important for then, why like
interesting.
struggling.
I'm pretty sure he's had an interesting life.
Very successful though.
He's extremely successful.
Very successful.
I
Yeah,
listened to a
he
podcast
had,
of
Who was it? Garrett Fisher trained him for a little while.
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Probably made a few million off of that.
Yeah.
Easily.
Did you imagine how much he's getting paid for those training sessions?
Probably.
Rick Ross, if you ever hear this podcast, I'll train you.
Not even that, dude. Like, imagine that. Like, oh, Matt Menard trained Rick Ross. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, just
No,
getting
no,
to
it's
say,
clout is what that is.
just getting to say that you did that,
Man,
right?
That's
I just want to be on a feature on the song, man. That's it.
yeah,
Just an ad-lib or something.
Just as
Like,
they got the dude who trains all the Kardashians. That's a job that I want.
Yeah.
Because there's like 7 of them now.
yes, this
Now
is
it's
true.
train
Gotta
ball.
gotta move out to
True.
California, man.
I wouldn't care.
Let the record
I
show that I will never live in California.
No?
No.
Too big?
Gas
The-
prices.
dude, the laws in
Gas prices.
the laws in California are dumb.
Gas prices. Gas prices in California are pretty much like $8 right now.
Yeah, and they're high enough here, so
Yeah.
we probably have it better than most.
Biking everywhere I go then.
You know what's interesting though is gas prices are cheaper here than it is in Homa. Homa's like $3.30 right now. a gallon.
Wow.
Is it still like a scarce over there?
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know if this might count as a habit. I don't know if you guys count as a habit, but I downloaded that Get Upside app. I don't know if y'all heard of that.
Oh, is it the
What is
gas?
You
save,
get
like,
cash.
25
You
cents a
get
gallon?
not that much. Like usually it's like 11 to 15 cents a gallon, but like you get cash back for your gas. And so like, I mean, I think I've been using it for 2 months and I've got like $8 or $10 that I can transfer to my account. But like, so it's just a few dollars, but you just do it
Adds
for the
up.
adds up for
So
the year, you know.
What I've started doing was I put all of my gas and groceries on a credit card.
Yep.
And you pay it off every
And
month.
you pay it off every month, but then you get I get 5% cash back at grocery stores,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah, so the Get Upside app, you can get cash back at like different restaurants and stuff like that too. It's mostly fast food, so you probably wouldn't want it anyway. But like every once in a while, they'll have like a grocery store on there you can get cash back on and stuff.
Chick-fil-A on there?
I haven't seen Chick-fil-A yet, man.
Is
I'm waiting.
Chick-fil-A
I'm
on there?
waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Like,
I think that's another thing that I kind of want to bring up too is like nutritional habits. Like what things do you guys eat daily, or supplements that you take daily, or something that you feel like boosts your either performance in the gym, your cognition, or your mindset, or something like that.
I mean, I eat the same thing every freaking day, except for Saturdays. Cheat days.
Yeah,
You know?
of course.
No, I'll eat the same thing for breakfast, like rice, eggs, and like steak. Lunch out.
You've been eating that for a few years though, right?
Probably the past year. Honestly, I started it because I saw The Rock post it one day, and I was like, how can I make this macro friendly for me?
What I'm starting to
So-
think is Alex just does what other celebrities do.
Yeah.
Alex was trying to get big.
Yeah, and obviously it didn't work. So continue.
No, I was up to like 162. I'm the lowest I've been in probably 3 years. I weighed in at like 148 pounds the other day.
I
Dang.
think I
Awesome.
remember that. Alex used to be a thick boy.
Yeah, around my waist.
He's
Yeah.
not.
Held
He's
the
not
weight
now.
really well.
Yeah.
I'll switch it up every other day. Sweet potatoes and chicken, or rice and chicken for lunch. I'll have a sandwich, and then dinner's like pasta and chicken thighs, like every day. and then 2 scoops of peanut butter before I go to bed.
Like
Nice.
pretty consistently
Every
every day. That's like your meals every day.
Does Brianna do that too, or she changes it up?
For her,
Yeah.
depends if she runs out of food throughout the week.
Like, do y'all eat the same thing,
No.
or she eats different
No,
from
she
you?
eats completely different. She'll eat like gluten-free,
Yeah.
dairy-free
She does
stuff.
not.
So see,
Tries to make it as friendly as possible.
so for us, Chelsea and I eat the same. Like, we both eat the same meals. Obviously, her portions are just much smaller than mine.
Much smaller.
Cause like I'll like go fix my plate for dinner, and I have like this mountain of ground meat and rice on my plate, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you really need to eat that much food?" I was like,
That's
"Yes, I do."
That's fine.
Because I get most of my calories in at dinner, because like I don't have a ton of time throughout the day to eat, so like I try to do smaller meals throughout the day and like a few snacks and stuff, but like it doesn't add up to much by the time I get home. So I get very like probably 25-30% of my calories in at dinner time.
Yeah.
No,
So like
that's
you're
about
looking
right,
at
yeah.
like 1,000 or 1,500, maybe 2,000 calories in one meal sometimes. So when you're eating relatively clean, it ends up being a lot of food.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that saved us on meal prep, because she will not eat the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
Really?
Yep,
kinda
it
feel
has
that,
to
though.
be like we'll do like oven baked chicken every week, but it has to be seasoned different for her. Like she can't do it for more than the 5 to 7 days.
Chicken thighs or chicken breast?
Chicken breast. Yeah, we do chicken breast.
Boneless, skinless, or is it just like
Boneless, skinless chicken breast.
boneless with the skin on? Or,
Yeah, no skin.
No skin.
But
Props to you. Props to you.
bland, man. You gotta put
Yeah.
no, something that really helped us out is the Feeding the Frasers Instagram page.
Yes.
So shout out to Matt Fraser, world's
Sammy Moynes.
fittest man in the world 5 years in a row until Justin Medeiros took over, and Sammy Monet. I had to send Sammy a message one day and like thank her for what she does on that page, because like my life changed forever when I found them on
Did
there.
she message you back?
Yeah, she did. She said, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I could probably go scroll through my messages and find it and read it. But yeah, she did message me back, so I appreciated that too.
I don't like keep up with it, but whenever I see like the desserts, like my mouth just starts like watering. I'm like,
she
shoot.
makes some
She
amazing
makes some
stuff.
good-looking stuff.
I'm like,
Makes some
dang. Like,
So I think, man, for me, you know, it's kind of different because my girlfriend who I live with is a you know, almost registered dietitian. She's completed her bachelor's and now she's focusing on like the dietitian exam. So a lot of the stuff that we eat, she, you know, looks at the ingredients and makes sure that it's not processed or anything like that. But me, you know, my healthy, unhealthy self, I still like, you know, some peanut butter with a little bit of sugar in it or ketchup or something like that. And she's getting all like the sugar-free, gluten-free stuff because you're not supposed to have so much gluten and stuff like that.
I'm just gonna say that all natural peanut butter it's just not that good.
No.
Like it's not.
it's like,
It's
Give me Jif
yeah.
or Peter Pan.
She gets the Jif. She gets the Jif all natural peanut butter.
Okay.
Skippy.
But no, I don't do Skippy.
Skippy honey.
I'm Jif
Skippy
till
honey
it-
sounds
Jif
Skippy
till
honey's
the day
good.
I die. You cannot tell me anything different.
I think we buy Jif too.
Yeah, it's only Jif. Like to me, Jif is the only peanut butter that actually matters in the world.
Growing up, I was a Peter Pan peanut butter.
Like I
We
got
would
sick
have-
of it eating like how much Peter Pan peanut butter I ate as a kid.
I
Like,
would have beat you up as a kid if I would have known that you like Peter Pan peanut butter.
It's good peanut butter, man.
is
It's
good
just-
peanut
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next. Next topic. We're talking about peanut butter.
I get-
more.
Yeah.
I guess going back to like the habits, why? I guess through maybe your personal experience, but why do you think people break their habits? Do you think it's like a all or nothing mentality? Do you think it's like, oh, I'm not seeing the instant results that I want to see?
That's actually a very good
Yeah,
Why do you think
that's a
people
really
break their
good question.
branch. Yeah. I think there's a few things that could happen there. Either their life changes, which we've all had, you know, pretty life-changing events. Some of us more recent than others, but or they slip into something that maybe they weren't thinking of or like didn't intentionally slip into, like drug abuse or something like that, and then their life starts to change, their habits start to change.
Okay.
Maybe maybe they just get tired of it.
Yep.
Just get tired of it and decide that
Get burnt out.
It's not something for them.
Yeah, because I mean, reverting back to meal prep is like the easiest thing that I could bring up because, I mean, I've been in the fitness world since 2012, so it's almost 10 years now, and so I've on and off meal prep throughout that whole time, and so it's really easy to fall out of routine, especially when you're a college student or if you're working like long hours and stuff like that, and like you just get home and you don't want to cook on the weekend, like you just want to chill, right? I think I finally got to a point now, and especially if you're not like Alex, where you can eat the same thing every day, week after week, year after year, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm like that too, but my wife is not, so like we have to change it up. But I think that changing it up has what's made it a little easier for me to be consistent for the past 3 years.
But I feel like that gives you a goal. Like underneath all that, it still gives you a goal. Like, hey, okay, I might not be eating the same thing, but in 2 weeks I get to change it, and then another 2 weeks I'll change it again. You know, like.
And like we have we don't have like a written down list, but we have like a mental list of meals that are easy. So like if we're rushed for time or whatever it is, like we know like, okay, we could do turkey, spaghetti, and some like chicken this week, and that's not going to take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of prep. It's easy. On the weekends or the weeks that we have more time to dedicate to it, we'll pick like a fancier meal that takes a little bit more prep.
That's cool.
But yeah, so like it could be, I think that majority of the time people falling out of their routine or losing a habit is just like burnout. Like they just can't take it anymore, right? Because at least for me, in my experience, that's what it was for me. Like I just got, after a year or two, I get tired of eating chicken every day, you know?
Or maybe it's like maybe that's intentional. Maybe somebody's trying to break a bad habit.
Yeah, that's very true too.
Like, let's say, so my uncle's a great example of this. So for a little bit of context, I'm from Homa, and Homa just got hit by Hurricane Ida, I would say in September. Late August, early September. Maybe late. No, it was September 1st, I think it happened.
Yeah.
And it's been eye-opening, honestly. But our house had to be gutted, long story short, and we moved into my grandma's house. Well, my uncle has been living in my grandma's house for the past 6-7 years. Divorces, stuff like that. He just lives with her. It's easier.
Y'all all moved into one big family type of situation.
Yeah. My grandma's a massive house, so we're not, we're crammed, but we're not. It's not uncomfortable.
Not on top of each other.
Yeah. Anyway, that would be awkward. Anyway, my uncle is probably one of the unhealthiest people I've ever seen. He smokes pretty consistently throughout the day, but every night at 11 p.m. he gets out of bed. He goes to bed at 10. He doesn't go to bed. He just gets in bed and like doesn't go to sleep. Gets up at 11, takes the stair lift downstairs, and goes smokes every night. At 11, smokes, gets a snack, goes back upstairs. 1 o'clock, wakes up again, stair lift down, smokes, gets a snack, goes back upstairs. And then again.
You sure you're smoking cigarettes?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
Sounds like a lot of snacking in between.
Whatever it is, dude, he gets up.
Gotta get that taste out of your mouth.
So our rooms were basically catty-cornered to each other. And there's a stair lift that my grandpa had to use whenever he had COPD. He passed away 10 years ago, but and it's loud. Like he gets on the stair lift, all the way down, and at 11 o'clock every night you start to expect.
Like he refuses. He's not taking the stairs.
No, he refuses. But yeah, I mean every night. So I guess that kind of brings me to a point. How does somebody break a habit like that?
Have you asked him what purpose does it serve for? Because it doesn't sound like he's breaking his sleep and.
It's not. He doesn't sleep. I'm fairly certain he just doesn't sleep.
Dang. Oh,
I mean, it's
That's wild.
I mean, I can understand he probably has a stressful life, but it's the most unhealthy habit I've ever experienced.
mm.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, his dad died from COPD
Yeah.
and alcoholism. So I don't know what makes him think that it's okay to do that. But
Maybe it's just a
not him.
coping thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. From my experience, like why people don't, at least they won't give the good habit. It's either the instant gratification.
Yeah.
To, like, if they get on this diet, right? I'm gonna get on this diet. I'm gonna eat a certain way. They start one day and it becomes extreme, right? Because if I go from eating canes every other day and donuts for breakfast, right? And I'm gonna eat clean. One, you're going pretty extreme, right? And if it's like, if you're not that disciplined, it probably won't stick for long.
No.
But it's like people beat themselves up if it's like, I had a bad meal today.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it was
Yeah.
one bad meal. Like,
Yeah.
the same thing with working out. When people get injured, I find a lot of times they just won't come work out.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I guess, like, I'm addictive, like, personality. But, like, if I
Yeah.
don't work out, I'm cranky.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I don't work out,
Yeah,
I
I'm the same.
don't feel good.
Yeah, I don't feel right.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Like, as long as I do something, like I'm gonna go back squat today because I feel like weak because I just haven't back squatted in the past like 2 weeks. And I don't know if you guys listen to know anything about strength and muscle and stuff like that. Like, you may atrophy like 0.5% if you don't work out for 2 weeks. Like, it depends on the types of muscle fibers you have and like how often you do strength training, but it takes a considerable amount of time to actually atrophy. So
Yes.
like, I think it's more of like a mental thing for me.
yeah, like, if
Like,
I don't do it today, I'm gonna get weak.
What if Matt squats more than me today? Like, I can't have it.
But
Bro, the day I squat more than you, I'm retiring.
You don't need to squat anymore.
But like, I've heard this. I'm gonna have to research it to clarify. But they said whenever, if you're built a certain way and you built up to a certain like strength point or a certain look, and you lose that for whatever reason, they say like the muscle memory and like those muscle cells like stay with you.
And actually, yes, that's a good point. That is a proven fact.
Yeah, so if
So-
you've gotten to a certain point before and you lose it,
Yeah.
you'll get back there quicker
It is
the second time
so
around.
This
Yeah,
is,
like-
this is something
but
I tell my clients all
The
the time.
mental side of that usually is harder
frustrating, yes,
because like you
yes.
know where you were and now you have to deal with the fact that you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So, two things. I actually have experience in that. Whenever I tore my quad, I had a superficial quad tear, which it wasn't operable. It didn't need surgery.
Right.
But it still knocked me out for about a year and a half. Like, I could not lift anything heavy. Thankfully, I'm back almost to 100% now. But the first time that I squatted, I believe I was at Acadiana, maybe. To preface, my back squat is probably 540, 550. It's heavy, which doesn't need to be that heavy for a CrossFitter. But I'm just built different. But not back squatting for a year, I was able to go in the gym and work up to like 405 for a set of 5.
Yeah.
Not back squatting, not lifting anything heavy for a year. What I tell my clients all the time, this is number 2, is it's a lot harder to build muscle than it is to get muscle back.
Right.
And that's exactly what you said. If muscle cells have already been developed, the neuromuscular connection is already there.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to regain that than to build new muscle from the ground up.
Right.
I
That's
guess
why.
going out to the burnout too. Like, I guess whenever I get injured, it is mentally like hard, right? But it also, for me, gives me an opportunity to see like, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do to keep that back squat strength? It might not be actual back squatting.
Yeah.
Let me try lunging. Does that hurt?
Yeah.
No, I can have fun with lunging now,
Mhm.
right? Like, it gives me the opportunity
Yeah.
to one,
Some-
decompress, but
Some
two,
leg extensions.
Yeah. like-
Fitness is a beautiful thing because it's not black and white. It's not like one thing fixes all, and that's why CrossFit or functional fitness is so great, is because everything is scalable. So let's say I tore my quad, I can't I can't or meniscus, right? Meniscus is I feel like a better comparison.
Meniscus is a good one, yeah.
Yeah, because whenever I tore my meniscus, and Alex probably has some input on this too, I could not squat, but I could lunge.
Yeah.
I could not run, but I could
bike.
I could bike, right? So I was able to kind of work my way around to where I didn't decline. I still got better, even though my meniscus was torn. I have a torn labrum right now, and the same thing. It doesn't bother me as much as I think it should. But sometimes whenever I snatch, if I'm in like a snatch complex, I'll stop because it's hurting. But I could still snatch very well. But it's just some movements just hurt more than others.
Right. I think we trickled away from habits a little bit.
Well, yeah, but it's still good. I mean, it's still, as long as people are learning something from what we're saying. Alex, what were you gonna say?
I don't remember. What, the habits?
Yeah.
No, because that's what I was just talking about, like why people fall off the habits, or they kind of just, I feel like they take it extreme, and it's got to be this or it's got to be that.
Right.
Like they don't give themselves like that grace of like, hey,
Yeah,
okay, I messed up today. I can still like pick it up again tomorrow.
We're talking about working out. Yeah. Do you think that working out could be addictive?
I think 100%. I think I'm in that boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's addictive for sure. It's just like anything else, and the people who have addictive personalities, like, I mean, you can get on Google real quick and find thousands of stories of drug addicts and alcoholics that found the gym, and like
Had
now
the same habit with it.
Now it's the same thing. Like they just go nuts, right?
Which is good. I mean, I would. I mean, you guys can disagree if you'd like to, but
I don't
would assume that a addiction to the gym is way more beneficial to somebody's well-being.
Yeah, as long as they go into a good environment where they're taught how to not overdo it, right?
Oh, 100%.
So like for me, I don't consider myself to have a super addictive personality, because like when I was in college, so like 2010, I graduated from high school, and I started smoking cigarettes in high school. So like 2009, 2010, like my senior year.
What a thug.
Dude, you must have been the coolest kid on campus.
Dude, so cool. No, I'm just like, so it was, I'm just saying that. So it was, I don't know, not really that long compared to most people, but like, or most smokers, but like 5-6 years of consistently smoking cigarettes.
Like a pack a day type of deal?
Pack a day.
Dude, that is...
Sometimes less, sometimes more. Like, it was, I don't know. It was just something, that's what everybody that I was hanging out with was doing. So I just kind of fell into it. And my freshman year of college, smoked a lot of weed, and then saw one of my buddies get arrested, and so quit doing that. And then after that, that's like where cigarettes really took over, right? Because like then I just needed something to supplement that the weed, just to have that, like, it's a bad habit, right? And I guess like I just bring it up because like it is possible to quit those things. I did it without any aid of anything. Like I didn't use patches or gum or anything like that. I had started getting into CrossFit a little bit in 2015, and decided that was something that I wanted to pursue. And so I just 4th of July 2015 smoked my last cigarette, and
That's
like
been it.
I've had one or two every now and then over the years between then and now, but for the last 3 years, haven't had any.
Did you find that smoking made CrossFit harder?
Absolutely. Like, and it was still hard even after I quit. Like the first 3-4 months after I quit, I didn't smoke any cigarettes at all. Right. And then it would, every once in a while, whenever I would go out, if I was drinking, like I would end up smoking one or something once I got a little drunk. But like I noticed from after the first like 4 months of quitting, things started to get easier for me. Like I started to be able to breathe a little bit better. Like I wasn't getting as winded.
See, but even then with that, like people would use that as an excuse, like, oh, I'm not getting better after 2 weeks. I'm gonna go back to smoking cigarettes.
I might as well just do
But
what I was doing. Yeah.
like to Matt's story, it took 3-4 months for him to realize, like, hey, I'm getting somewhere with this.
It took a few months for me to start noticing a difference in my like lung capacity, and then even then, like I wasn't, you know, 4 months into CrossFit, you're not really anywhere, right? Like you haven't. That's not enough time to really do anything when you first start out. So, what I thought was like really good was like not that great.
So, one thing that we can learn from that is something that OPEX talks about a lot, and that is adaptations. The body adapts to change, and those adaptations are what causes growth.
Yeah.
Whether that's physically or physiologically or mentally or habitually,
Yeah.
which is kind of what we're talking about today. If you can somehow incorporate change into whatever you're doing, your body's going to adapt, and then you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
From that.
Well, and I think that a lot of breaking these like bad habits comes down to you have to have something that is worth more to you than the habit that you're doing, right? So like I was in a fraternity in college, so like we partied and like drank, and I was never the type of person that could just go to a restaurant and have like a beer or two. Right. Like if I was gonna drink, I was getting drunk.
Yep.
Like
I'm in the same boat.
Like a year ago, just I had a really bad night, and like the next day I like looked at myself and I decided like this is not
Who you want to be.
This is not who I want to be. I don't like the person that I am when I'm drunk.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been a year and almost 3 months since I drank my last alcoholic drink.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And like I don't think that I had a problem. You know, I don't think I was an alcoholic. You know, I didn't drink every day.
I don't think you were either.
Just pop the beer every time before I coach class. You know?
In college, you know, I was drinking every weekend, occasionally during the week, but then after college, like it was maybe 2-3 times a month, once or twice a month, like, so it's not like I drank all the time, but like when I did, I just went hard. So,
I swell and get bloated the quickest from alcohol. Not even like sugar or sweets, alcohol.
So for me, like the only reasonable option at that point was you have to stop completely.
Do you have some kind of like allergy?
I don't think so. I just notice it that much more whenever I drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that has an allergy, and so his hands used to turn red. And then the more he drank, it would like creep up. So we called it his drunk meter, and so you could always tell whenever he was getting fucked up, because his whole arm would turn red.
But that's it. Like it would just turn. Like,
he wasn't itchy or anything. He just turned red.
Yeah, so you might be okay.
Yeah, maybe so. If that's the case, I'm gonna go pop a bottle tonight.
No, that's all good. But I wanted to. We're probably gonna close out here in a few minutes, but I want to give some people some good like tangible ways that they can build good habits.
Yeah, so I have a good one that I think I posted it actually a week or two ago. It's called you can look it up too if you want. It's called the 2190 rule. And so I just learned about it recently, but like apparently it's pretty well known. Basically if you can stick with something for 21 days in a row, so 3 weeks, it will officially become a habit, they say.
Yeah.
So like you've officially formed a new habit after 21 days of consistency. If you can stick with it for another 90 days after that, so the next 3 months, now you've made a lifestyle change.
90 days though.
So
90 days.
Yeah, so 21 days marks you formed a new habit. 90 days makes it a lifestyle change. And so when you get to that lifestyle change, that's when it gets easy, right?
Yeah.
Because now you've done it so long.
It's second nature to you.
Yeah, now it's just what you do.
So the one thing that I was going to bring to the table is start easy. Like start with something that you know for sure that you can do every single day. Like it's it's almost second nature to me now, but in the morning, I wake up and the first thing I do before I crack a C4 open or like caffeine is I pee.
You gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
I mean, and like you can laugh, it's funny, but it's literally like I get out of bed and I go straight to the toilet and I pee.
Yeah.
And that shows me that I'm kind of hydrated, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I wake up and my pee is not orange, right? It's clear, which means I drank enough the day
orange.
before.
Now you're talking about being on the verge of rhabdo here.
It gets me out of bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is good.
Yeah, so
then I don't get back in bed. So
yeah.
I stay up and then I drink caffeine and then I'm awake and then I can do whatever I have to do for the rest of my day.
one of the things that I used to tell, it pertains mostly to like my younger clients that I've worked with, like college students and stuff like that.
Right.
Is like if you're eating McDonald's 5 days a week, okay, let's do 3 days a week now.
Don't cut it out. Don't cut
Yeah,
it out. Don't start
you don't-
something extreme.
Like you don't have to stop
Yeah.
eating McDonald's, but let's just instead of 5 days, let's do 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
like
see how-
taking a fish that's used to salt water and putting it in a freshwater tank.
Yeah, like if you do that, it's gonna die.
Like it's gonna shock. It's literally going to die because it's such a hard change and its body's not used to it.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, you can make it if you're drinking 5 Cokes a day. Right, well, let's make it 3.
Yeah.
You know, let's just take out a few of those.
Yeah. No,
Right,
Maybe
you don't have
all
to
of
get.
those.
Yeah, you don't have to get rid of it.
Just don't drink Coke. We
You
don't
don't
condone Coke on this this podcast.
Like when I first met
Real
Chelsea,
Coke.
like she loves Dr. Pepper, right? So like she was drinking Dr. Peppers
Kick it
whenever
to the
we
curb.
first
No,
met.
I'm joking.
But then like immediately we reduced. She wasn't drinking a lot of them, but like
Right.
on the weekends, like she would have like 2 or 3. Like if we go to her parents' house, they always have Dr. Pepper. So
Yeah.
so like instead of having 2 or 3 while we're there, she would just have 1.
Right.
And like now, we barely ever have any soft drinks.
right.
Yeah.
And then even if we do, we always go with like the 0.
Right.
Because like I have this thing with drinking like full calorie, like high sugar soft drinks. I don't know why. I don't think that it's a problem if you're only having one every once in a while. But like to me, it's just like I can't.
No.
Like
Same thing with
it,
the alcohol thing, huh?
Yeah, it grosses me
Yeah.
out to think about swallowing it. Like it's just like, oh, you're just like sucking down syrup, man.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing that I would advise then, I guess it's like advising what to do with the habit. Like if you have a bad habit, I think it goes back to like, for me, it's being goal driven. I always find myself like,
Yeah.
okay, what are my goals?
Yeah.
Is it actually helping my goals?
Yeah.
Like especially if you have a bad habit. I think Matt even kind of talked about it. He had the bad habit of smoking, but he tried to find a different environment. Hey, I don't like the smoking. I don't like what it does for me. Find a different environment. I think that being open to people, because most times people are probably going through the same shit as you. Like,
Yeah, I think it's definitely important to surround yourself with people who are going to support the change.
Yeah.
And like Alex said, like you need to have a goal. Like for me, it was to be competitive inside of CrossFit, and there's no way I was going to be able to do that if I was smoking cigarettes. So I had no choice but to quit in that aspect. So for me, the way I processed it in my brain was like, your only option is to stop.
Yeah.
Like there's no other option. It's either stop or die.
And some people work better that way. They're more extreme. They can stop cold turkey or start something cold turkey. It's just not, you know. It's
Yeah.
just-
So for me, I had to convince myself that it was a life or death decision,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was the way I was able to do it.
Do you still follow Larry Wheels?
Yes, I do.
Do you know all the stuff that happened with him, right?
No, what happened? I don't keep up with him. I'm not
Yeah.
like.
So he made a video. I don't know if he put it on YouTube or Instagram maybe a year ago, saying that he was addicted to adult videos. If you
Yeah.
kind of catch what
Yeah.
and
Pornography.
that's the one. Yeah, he would like webcam girls. He would just keep spending money and money and money on these webcam girls, and he got to a point to where like he was like financially like not in a good place because he kept giving money to all these webcam
That's
girls.
crazy.
It happened like last year, and he had to come out to his girlfriend about it, who he was like
In a
he had
relationship with.
pretty attractive girlfriend, yeah, and they had been in a relationship for a while, and she had no idea. He
Did you break up with him?
I don't know. We should research
That
that.
is
Come back
interesting.
next podcast with that
Yeah.
information. But
Larry Wheels, shoot us a message. Let us know.
He's still, the same Larry Wheels, but he had to overcome this like massive addiction to
Right.
pornography.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And like if you had no clue, and you've been following Larry Wheels more than I have.
You never know what
never
people are going through.
No.
Right.
Like, it doesn't
Never
cost
know.
anything to be nice to someone.
It's so easy to put up this facade
Yep.
that just like some people just can't see through.
Hey, but good on him for like putting it out there and like telling everybody like, hey, yeah, I struggle with this problem and like this is how I beat it.
I
Right?
feel like if you have a good influence on people like that, then somebody, maybe 90% of the people that saw his stuff thought that he was ridiculous for doing that, but the 10% of people that it helped could be
Exactly.
all that he needed
Exactly.
to change
Right.
what he was doing.
Those 10% were probably dealing with the same thing. Be like, oh man, I'm glad someone said it. I have the
Yeah.
same issue now. Now, how can I get better with it?
Right.
It's crazy.
I think that's good.
Sweet.
Yeah, guys. So I think that's it for us. We're probably gonna have to edit some of that out, but
That's fine.
do you guys have anything to close on habit wise?
No, if you want to learn new habits or get out of a new habit, I'm always here. I'm sure Connor and Matt are here too, to kind of help with that. The only thing I have to say is thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you learned something today.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yep. Just trying to spread the knowledge, formulate good habits, get rid of the bad ones, set yourself goals, make it easy on yourself.
Get better.
Get people in your corner that are going to support you and not like if you're hanging out with people that are doing the wrong things, like that's what you're going to keep doing.
Yeah.
They say you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yep.
So hopefully with all the time I spend with Connor, I'll get a little bit stronger.
God can only do so much. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for listening to EMOM Life, and we will see you next week.